Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to deal with this topic, that is force and pressure, which is the first chapter of physics, class 8. The topics which are covered in this chapter are force and pressure. So let's get started. First, let's understand what is force. Force is a push or a pull act over an object. Both living and non-living things can apply force. To apply force over an object, interaction of object and the source of force is necessary. Whenever force acts, two objects are involved. One which is applying the force and the other which is receiving the force. Examples are: to kick a ball we need to push it, and to pick a book we need to pull it. So friends, this year we are going to learn 6 types of forces. So let's get to know them by name first. That is contact force, frictional force, gravitational force, electrical force, magnetic force and non-contact force. Now let's get to know about each of them in a brief manner. Contact forces. A contact force is any force that requires contact to occur. Moving a couch across the floor, pushing a car up a hill, kicking a ball or pushing a desk across a room are some of the everyday examples where contact force are at work. Frictional force. Frictional force is the opposing force that is created between two surfaces that try to move in the same direction or that try to move in the opposite direction. The main purpose of a frictional force is to create resistance to the motion of one surface over the other surface. Gravitational force. The gravitational force is a force that attracts any two objects with mass. We call the gravitational force attractive because it always tries to pull masses together. It never pushes them apart. In fact, every object, including you, is pulling on every other object in the entire universe. Electrical force. Electrostatic force is described by the Coulomb's law. We use the Coulomb's law to solve the forces created by configurations of charge. Electrostatics deal with forces between charges. Static means charges that are not moving, or at least that are not moving very fast. Example: take a comb and brush it on your hair 3 to 4 times and then take it near small bits of paper. You might observe that the bits of paper start attracting to the comb as the comb is electrostatically charged while rubbing it on your hair. Magnetic forces. Magnetic force is a force that attracts certain metal objects like iron and iron fillings towards a magnet. Example of magnetic force is a compass, a motor, the magnet that holds stuff on the refrigerator, train tracks and a new roller coaster. All moving charges give a rise to a magnetic field, and the charges that move through this region experience a force. Non-contact forces. When you jump, you always return back to the surface. Why? Is there anything that is holding your feet when you try to jump? When you throw a ball high up in the air, it reaches the highest point and then returns back to the ground. These occurrences can be explained by non-contact forces. A non-contact force is a force applied to an object by another body that is not in direct contact with it. Non-contact forces have come into play when objects do not have physical contact between them or when a force is applied without any interaction. When compared to types of contact forces, there are very few non-contact forces. So friends, that was the end of notes for the topic of force. Now let's get to know about pressure. Pressure is a force applied perpendicular to the surface of an object per unit area over which the force is distributed. Pressure may also be expressed in terms of standard atmospheric pressure. So, additional information that the SI unit of pressure is Newton, which is represented by the symbol of capital N. What is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is the air pressure which is exerted by the weight of air present in the atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure is due to the weight of air present in the atmosphere above us. Atmospheric pressure also acts in all directions. On the surface of Earth, the atmospheric pressure is maximum at the sea level. So this is the end of notes, and now let's get to know about some important questions which can come in the exams for this particular chapter. The first question is, how can you decide whether an object is moving faster than the other object? The answer to this question is that we can decide whether an object is moving faster than the other object by calculating its speed. The formula for this is speed equals to distance upon time. Second question is, What is required for force to come into a play? At least two objects must interact for force to come into play. Thus, an interaction of one object with other object results in force between both of the objects. Next question, or the third question, is what happens when two forces act in the same direction? If two forces act on a body in the same direction, the result is the magnitude of net force acting on the body is the sum of magnitudes of those two forces. In case the lines of action of these two forces are not the same, then it is possible that in some case there may be a torque generated, the magnitude and direction of which would depend on the distance of these two forces from the axis of rotation. Hence, net force is the addition of both of the forces. Next question is, a ball is in rest when it is pushed. Why it starts moving? When a ball is in rest and when it is pushed, force is applied on it, so it starts moving because force can change the position and the speed of the body, which is in rest. What is the role of force in speed of moving object? The action from a force can cause an object to move or speed up, or to even slow down, or to even stop. Since any change in the velocity is considered acceleration, it can be said that force on an object results in acceleration of an object. Next question is the gravity a property of Earth only? No, gravity is not only a property of Earth, because there are many other objects in the universe which attract each other. So there is also gravity present in other celestial bodies in the universe like moon, stars, etc. Next question. Do liquids and gases also exert pressure? So first, the common term used for both of this is fluids. Yes, all fluids exert pressure like the air inside a tire. The particles of fluids are consistently moving in all directions at random. As these particles move, they keep on bumping into each other and into anything else in their path. These collisions may cause pressure, and the pressure is exerted equally in all directions. When particles are crowded together in one part of an enclosed space, such as air particles first entering a tire, they quickly spread out and fill all the place available. This is because the particles of fluids always move from an area to a higher pressure to the area of a low pressure. This explains why air entering a tire through a tiny opening quickly fills the entire tire. So here I have just explained the answer with the example of a tire. You can even take an example of a beaker in which we are trying to fill water. Last question. What is atmosphere? An atmosphere is a layer or a set of layers of gases surrounding a planet or other material body that is held in a place by the gravity of that body. An atmosphere is more likely to be retained if the gravity is subject to is high and the temperature of atmospheres are low. So this was for today. Hope to see you guys in next video. Bye bye.